Hi, second graders. This is called the Squirrel Who Squabbled. Squabbled means to kind of argue or get in a disagreement about something. So this is about the squirrel. It's very cute. This is by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. In a towering forest where the summer had been, the leaves turned to gold as the cold wind blew in. And as autumn arrived, with the sky reaching red, the sleepiest creatures got ready for bed. You guys see all the forest is turning colors. And there's one little squirrel right there. Well, up in a tree swung a flighty young squirrel who everyone knew as Spontaneous Sorrel. So that is Spontaneous Sorrel, the crazy little squirrel. And everyone's getting ready for fall and winter, and he's just playing. Let's see what happens. Now, most forest folk had seen to their needs through the plentiful months of mushrooms and seeds. They'd build up their stores so they'd all be well fed through the frosting of winter that glittered ahead. But Sorrel, okay, so that's this picture. See all of them getting ready to store all their nuts and fruits and stuff? But Sorrel, he lived in the here and the now. He'd adventured and partied his way through the year, so his cupboard was empty. His hollow was bare. He hadn't a mouthful of food anywhere. So he just keeps playing, but then he doesn't have anything to eat. You guys see that? But wait, what is that? Over there, take a look. A single lone pine cone, wedged in a crook. He squeaked with delight, and for a very good reason. For inside were the very last nuts of the season. So there he is. And then he spies the pine cone sitting in the tree. And the nuts are pine nuts. They're very delicious. But Sorrel wasn't alone. There were more hungry eyes. Yes, plan ahead Bruce had his sights on the prize. Uh-oh. See the other squirrel? He sees it too. Though he'd gathered fresh treasures of every sort, Bruce was convinced he was one pine cone sort. I must simply have it, he wistfully cried, as he drummed to the fresh, juicy pine nuts inside. So look at Bruce's stash. He has a ton of food. He really doesn't need another one, but he really wants it. So as Cyril set off on his way to the ground, Bruce, he was also last pine cone bound. They sprinted and scurried with no time to gamble. They scratched at the bark with their scampering scramble. You guys see that? They're both racing up the tree. But in the panic and haste shook the tips of the spruce and the pine cone, it trembled. And then, uh-oh, what is happening? It came loose. Does it look like either one of them are going to get it? I don't know. Both squirrels gave chase at lightning pace. This was the start of a wild and nutty race. Can you guys see them? Racing each other down the hill. It's mine, shouted Cyril. No, it's mine, hollered Bruce. You don't stand a chance. Give up, it's no use. I'm hungry, cried Cyril. This cone is not yours. Stay back, shouted Bruce. This cone's mine for my stores. There they go. So now they're in a squabble. It boinged over bushes and it flew through the air. It binged on the nose of a slumbering bear and it bounced over boulders. And it came to you see it binging the little bear on the nose? And then it's going to come to a stop. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? They teetered and they wobbled and they quivered and they quivered. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Shh. Plop! Both of the squirrels followed. Oh, the water was so fast. Would they learn that what they needed was each other at last? Uh-oh. Now they're both going to go flying into the water. What are they going to do? But each was intent on how he could win, so they didn't quite notice a bird swooping in. Uh-oh. What do you think's going to happen now? Cyril and Bruce, they watched in dismay as their cone disappeared. Up, up, and away! Come back, shouted Cyril. The nuts are ours, exclaimed Bruce. But all hope was gone. It was simply no use. And there they are. They're very upset. Do you see them on the little river, on their little rafts of wood? Very upset. And meanwhile, they drifted right up to the ledge. Greed, it was driving them. There they go. Oh, did you guys see what was coming? They went over the edge. Oh no. Cyril and Bruce, they had taken a fall. They were paying the price for wanting it all. They'd squandered their chances to team up and share. Would their nutty young hopes simply end in despair? What do you guys think? Uh-oh, look at all those things coming down the waterfall. Bruised and bedraggled, they swept past dry land. Cyril grabbed onto a branch with a trembling hand, and Bruce catching Bruce with the other, he heaved and he huffed. Look, he's trying to save him. Is that so nice? And he pulled him to safety with panting and puffs. They dragged themselves with sputtering wiggles. Then Bruce looked at Cyril. Look at them. They're finally out of the water, and he's dragging him and helping him. That was very nice. Then Bruce looked at Cyril and exploded in giggles. How silly we are, he managed to mutter. How gritty I've been, he proclaimed with a sputter. Look at, he's just laughing and laughing. We shall change from today. May the squabbling cease. We should celebrate, seeing we're both in one piece. Look at the other one. He's all kinds of scraggly. But at least they're still alive, right? From that day forward, they made a great pair. They would gather together and found that they could share. Yes, Cyril and Bruce, they knew in the end. Look at all this. Look at their giant feast with all of their friends. And they're all sharing. Isn't that cute? The best thing to share is a laugh with your friend. They're laughing. And then there's the bird. Took their nut. He's flying in the wind. There he goes. All right. It's a very cute book. So remember this week when you want to squabble or argue or fight with your sisters or brothers, that sometimes maybe think of a different thing you could do. Maybe sharing, or maybe it's helping somebody out. That it always feels a lot better to do that than to fight. So I hope I can see you guys at the library. I will be at the library from 8:30 to 12:30 Monday through Friday. Please come and see me. I miss you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.